It's flip-flops required when you hit the Florida Keys. Welcome to Hungry for Travel TV. I'm Carol Yelverton. We are doing a beautiful swordfish taco dish with a Citrus Pico de Gallo and, of course, a fabulous version of key lime pie. Right now, from Key Largo to Key West, though, you've got to check out some of the go-to spots you're not going to want to miss. Oh, I love it there. We just did a great family vacation in the Keys. We had so much fun. The seafood is so fresh. It's amazing. And I've got to tell you, I had seafood tacos like 3 or 4 times in the week we were there because it's such a great way to taste the fresh fish. So I wanted to show you a real Keys version of tacos. So these are swordfish tacos because swordfish is such a perfect, beautiful, almost like a meaty fish, which is really great for tacos. So what we're going to do is put a little salt on the swordfish, and you can see I've kind of just cut it into some strips, and I just like to get the salt right into the fish itself. Then we're going to put together a little marinade, and I've got lime juice, of course, right? I have some cumin, and then I have some chili powder. So we're going to get some nice spice in there. So that's all it is. I mean, sometimes it's simple, right? So I'm going to put this all over. I'm going to let the marinade sit here for about a half hour. You really don't need to have it in much longer than that. Meat we tend to marinate, for a long time, but we really don't need to do that with fish. So a good half hour with a marinade like this. And I do turn it over and over a couple of times just so that marinade gets into everything. And so then when I have it ready to bake, what I do is I top it with a little bit more cumin, just because I like that just spicy and smoky, nice quality of the cumin. And then I'm just going to pop it in a 350 oven for 15 minutes, take it out, and it's good to go. So then I've got a finished version I'm going to show you here. So here we have our taco, and we're going to start dressing it with some beautiful products. First, let's get all our toppings made and in order. So, of course, you have to have coleslaw because that's just part of everything. So what I like to do is add a little sour cream. And so kind of my ratio is to do 2 mayonnaise to 1 sour cream. So a 2-to-1 ratio. So just get the mayonnaise in, a little salt, of course, and the sour cream. And then we're just mixing it together. So it's that simple. I like to use a fork because then you can really mix it up well. And then it's an excellent flavor. And then I can add just a little bit of lime in here, just to give a little pop. Okay, so we got that done. I'm trying to move stuff out of the way so it's easier for you to see things. And then I have a little pepper too. I'm going to add in here, spice it up a bit. Okay, and then we're going to have this really beautiful coleslaw. And I love having the sour cream in it for a taco. It really makes a difference. It just pops it out more. It tastes a little different. It's not like your typical coleslaw. So we have our coleslaw ready to go. And now we have to get to our wonderful Pico de Gallo. Now, it's pretty common in Florida to use a Pico de Gallo with citrus fruit because, of course, those beautiful navel oranges are there. The Pico de Gallo tends to be made from a very sweet type of a navel orange. And if you can find that, or a really good navel orange that's nice and sweet, just do that. It'll be perfect. I've used mandarin oranges, which really replicate the taste. And for me, you know, far from Florida now that I am, this works really well. So we've got these here. And then we're just going to start adding some of our beautiful ingredients. So we're going to put some scallions in. We're going to put some jalapenos. There we go. Now, when you cut jalapenos, let me just tell you that you really would benefit from washing your hands right away, because the oils, even in a relatively mild pepper, jalapeno can go right into your skin. So as soon as you're done, just wash with soap, wash really, really well to get it off. And I speak from experiences and I say experiences because I've had this happen with really hot peppers and with mild peppers. And I usually use gloves myself too. So that's another thing just to think about doing. So we have that. And then we're going to add some beautiful cilantro. Get that in there. And then I'm going to just open up this lime. And we're going to put some beautiful lime juice in here. And I just tend to use it like this. My fingers and hands are clean. And it's just easier kind of just to squeeze it right in. And just squeeze in as much as you need. You know, I'm going to do a whole lime in here. And it is all about the limes because it's the keys. And, of course, key limes, you know, are the best. They're hard to find in certain parts of the country. I have a real problem finding key limes here where I live in New England. But, you know, when I get my hands on key limes, I'm a happy girl. So we're just going to put this all together and see, simple, simple. So that's bright. And that is ready to go. I'm going to move those other things off. And then I'm going to bring in some other elements that we're going to want to add when we make our taco up, which we're going to do right now. So right now we have our beautiful swordfish, which has been baked. So it's infused with some lime and cumin, chili, salt, and it really, it's good to go. So we have some queso fresco, which is, of course, that wonderful Mexican cheese. It's mild, but it has a lovely, lovely flavor, and it's just about the best cheese on tacos. I really think it's great. If you can get it, please get it. If not, of course, use the cheese you can find. We all do that. And now I've got some avocado here, and I've put some lime juice on top because I mashed this up ahead of time, and we know that everything turns brown if you just let the avocado out in the air, but covering it with a lime really keeps it in good shape. So I've got this, and I'm just going to turn it into a quick guac. And again, I'm going to bring back my salt. Add a little salt in there, just a little salt on. You know, don't need a lot of salt because we're salting a lot of things. But so we've got this guacamole that's going to go in. So we'll just lay it down. We don't need too much, just enough to add flavor, but I'm such a guacamole fan. There we go. All right, so that's good. That's good to go. And then let's just get our coleslaw in. A little bit of this coleslaw with the sour cream and mayonnaise, because that's going to brighten everything up. Just build in the taco, right? And then, of course, we're going to finish with this gorgeous Citrus Pico de Gallo. And, you know, let it sit for a couple of minutes or even a half hour or so just to, like, you know, let the flavors all come together with the cilantro and the scallions, you know, the pepper. It's really good. And I think the scallions really carry it. I think the scallions work so well with the orange. You know, you wouldn't think they do, but it's a mild onion. Like, I wouldn't put a full onion in here, but I like the scallion in here because it just seems to complement the orange so nicely, and then with the cilantro. So it really, it's a good thing. So we're going to drop our oranges on because I want you to see the oranges. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And also, you know, I don't like to overstuff a taco, so I'm just trying to leave it like this. And even here, when we close it over, it's, you know, it's going to be full, but you've got to have some food in there too. So this is kind of our finished thing right here. And as you can see, this is just a thing of beauty. It's just all come together with these bright flavors of the citrus and that orange color. I mean, it just pops with that orange color. Now, that coleslaw is crunchy, and I love that in a taco. And so you've got the scallions, the citrus. I mean, everything is just coming together. And the swordfish is really, really good in this. I mean, it just complements everything. It's a great dish. You know, you'll see so much along the 7 Mile Bridge as you make your way to Key West. We've got a different look for you right now, though, from above and below. cool is that? Love it. I'll tell you, it was all about key lime pie when my family and I went to the Keys. We tasted key lime pie in every restaurant that we went to, lunch and dinner. We would all split a slice and kind of had this kind of contest of where are we going to find the best key lime pie. So when I came back home, of course, I had to make a key lime pie. And I've got some techniques I want to show you that will help you really turn this into a signature dish. So let's start with the crust, first of all. Now, what I've done here is I have laid out graham cracker crumbs, and I've put macadamia nuts into the crumbs. You can kind of see these little macadamia nuts. So they're here. And then I spread it out in a baking sheet. I've got a 350-degree oven. And what happens is I put it in there, and I let it go for, 3-4 minutes. And this is really all about the aroma. You're going to start to smell the graham crackers and the macadamia, and it's this wonderful aroma. Just let it go for just a tiny bit. You don't want it to burn, and then pull it out and let it cool down a little bit. And this is what the finished product looks like. So these are really beautiful. All, you can kind of see the macadamia nuts really stand out in this. So then what I'm going to do is put in 5 ounces of butter, melted butter. And I tried 4 ounces because I had the macadamias just to see if it made a difference. But this really needs 5. So then you just stir that all together. And then you're going to put it in your pie shell. Now, what I've done here is I've put mine in the pie shell already, so I have this all set for you. And I've also baked it for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. So you can see this is what the finished product looks like. And isn't it pretty? So it's all set for our macadamias. So now we have to talk about the filling, because it's really about the filling too, of course. So I have taken 4 egg yolks, and I've beaten them for about 3 minutes. And the idea is that I want to get air in them. I want to fluff them up. I want to get them really, really to a point where, they're going to provide more volume in the pie. And then I'm taking, of course, the sweetened condensed milk, 14-ounce can, and I'm going to drop that in. And, of course, you have to scrape all the bits out. It takes a little while, but you get the picture. And then we're going to let these go. So I'm going to start this up. Get it mixed up together. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to let this mix for another 4 or 5 minutes, probably 5 minutes. Because what I want to do now is really, again, just integrate everything together in a really nice way so that the pie is really going to have this creaminess to it that it really wouldn't have otherwise. So I have a finished batter here that has the yolk and the condensed milk in it. And now, of course, we have to add a couple of other things, most importantly being the key lime juice. And I will tell you that when I find key limes, I take them home and I juice them, and I put them in the freezer so that when I need to make a key lime pie, I'm ready to go, and that's exactly what this is. This is key lime juice from key limes that are grown not in New England where I am, as I say. So that goes in, and I use 2/3 of a cup of these key limes juiced because I think that's a nice ratio. And I got a little touch of salt, and that brings out some of the sweetness of the flavor just a little bit. And then when nobody's looking, just take a hint of ginger. You don't want a lot. You really don't want people to taste the ginger, but you just want to fold that in. What happens there is that it works with the lime, and it really highlights the beautiful qualities of the lime. And so you end up with this nice product. And then, here we go. We just pop it in our pie shell. And this is going to bake, again, 350 for about 15 minutes. Okay, just look at how pretty this pie is, garnished with lime zest and macadamia crumbles. The texture is completely on point. It's creamy, smooth, it's tangy, and our crisp crust adds just the right counterbalance to all that goodness. Now, you'll have to go to Key West, of course. It's so memorable. From Hemingway's house, my favorite, to people watching on Duval Street, those completely perfect sunrises on the water, and so much more. There is so much going on all the time. I want you to take a look at this from dawn to dusk in 60 seconds. Oh, what a beautiful place it is. Thanks so much for being with us on Hungry for Travel TV. I'm Carol Yelverton. Until I see you next time, stay hungry for travel.